Hey, hi, it's Tori from Tori Magoo 44. Thank you for coming by my site. Today is the 21st. I just made a video and I had a few things that were incorrect, so I'm going to restate it correctly. So anyway, what happened is this last Friday night at Caltech, some of my friends and I went to a play that the students put on regarding Jack Parsons. If you don't know who Jack Parsons is, I am going to put a link up there regarding Jack Parsons and one for Parsons Crowley. But both of them were buddies of Hubbard's. And it's one of those things that when you're in Scientology, you know nothing about, right? I mean, I had never even heard of it. When I got out, I'd found out some stuff about it. JPL is the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It's in Pasadena. And Jack Parsons was one of the original people that did the experiments to get the jets going, right? And he actually did them. One of the amazing things is they were done in the Arroyo Seco out in the desert, which was on the opposite hill, the opposite mountain from Gold, right? Now, so here's Gold Base, my little demonstration. Now, here's Gold on this side. But over the mountain on that other side, over here, was Jack Parsons doing the experiments. Now, obviously, they weren't at the same time. Parsons was years and years earlier. But it's just interesting that Hubbard would pick right on the other side of this hill where to plant gold. And we're still looking into it because it's still debatable as far as how far it is and stuff like that. But it was just an interesting thing someone brought up. But mainly what was fascinating for all of us who've studied a lot about L. Ron Hubbard, but this was so great to see these men together. I mean, I'd heard about their real crazy house they had in Pasadena. Jack Parsons ended up blowing himself up in one of his experiments. But they had these wild sex orgies and, just kooky things happened. And for all this time, I've been thinking, well, how did they get together? How did those guys come together, right? And this showed what happened was Jack Parsons had a house with 11 rooms in it. So he said, run an ad. I'm going to run an ad. I want bohemians, writers, musicians, rebels, kooky people. He wanted all kinds of different characters, and he got them. So you have Jack Parsons, who's brilliant, as far as the scientific end of things. But then here he'd come home at night to these parties with all these people, and, they really did a great job of showing that. Parsons Crowley had his own kind of cult with the OTO, which was, I had made a mistake of saying he was a Satanist because he says he's 666, but that I'm going to put up another link on that because there is some other information I found that's good information on it. And, you guys can contribute to it too. Look into it. But whether Satanist, even if he wasn't a Satanist, he definitely was into black magic. They all were. And so it was one of the things that you never know in Scientology. You would not know that Scientology, the originator of Scientology, that was what he was into. And other things. So I'm going to post some other things. I'm going to keep doing research on it. It was very fascinating. Excellent, excellent job by the Caltech people. We all tremendously enjoyed it, and all of us have studied a great deal about Hubbard, but this was a different side to see. It was mostly based on Jack Parsons, and then it had Crowley in it, and then it also had Hubbard in it, and some of Jack Parsons' buddies. And it had original photographs of those days, and like them out in the desert, blowing up this stuff, and then they would reenact it on the stage. It was really well done, really, really well done. So anyway, I just wanted to redo this video so that I've got it on the correct information. And I'm going to put the links. I never get that. I'm going to put the links up there underneath the yellow button up there. I'll put some links regarding Jack Parsons and Parsons Crowley. And I do suggest that you read them because it's fascinating information. I mean, it's just amazing that those three people came together and all the different things that came out of it. Jack Parsons, by the way, the government came in and took over his project, interestingly enough, but they ended up, and they kicked him out. But years later, they recognized him as one of the beginning founders of JPL, and they named a crater on the moon after Parsons. So there you go. So anyway, it's more food for thought, more things to look into. I love you guys. Thank you for coming to my YouTube site. Have an excellent end of the weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.